On the day we moved, it was cold in Egypt, and I wore a coat. It was early in the morning when we went through Fayad to Port Said. The waves seemed very big and choppy, and we had to get into a small boat first to ferry us to the ship. We climbed down from the quayside, a terrifying drop of 3 or 4 feet. I waited for an eternity to jump. We were leaving the home I knew for one I didn't. The waves were bobbing up and down as we were taken across the harbour to a ship of the BB line. I have an image of us in the cabin, my mother, my sister and me, and every time I hear a certain sound, the dark bass hum of the engine, a smooth sound like wheels on a road, it takes me back there.
I grew up in the city of Ajube, in Côte d'Ivoire. It was crowded there with lots of people and houses. We are Muslims from the north. There are 64 or 65 tribes. We are Juba. This is my tribe, my culture.
My name is Aminata, which is my grandmother's name. They name me after her, so when I go to the village, I receive the same respect as her. It means a lot to be called by somebody's name. The power of a name is strong. When I came into the village, my grandmother would stand and say, "My namesake has arrived." If somebody hits me, well then they've hit her too. If anybody hurts me, they come to her for forgiveness. You will never give me a name except in respect and consideration. If somebody helps me, if I have a son, I will give him your name. It's a promise and a sign of friendship, consideration and understanding. I respect you and I see you.
Take a look at me now. I've made it somehow, and here I am. I have found a new way. This is where I will stay till it's time to move on. For when life takes a turn, one has to learn how to move to survive. That's the truth. And in my wildest dreams, never felt that I could feel the joy that flows from me. I can hardly believe. Oh, take a look at me now. I've made it somehow, and I'm standing proud. Yeah, I've come a long way. I have to say, finding courage in the face of fear.
It is not a broken line. It is a wobbly line. Broken lines, changing lines. It is never too late to learn to start. Today is different from tomorrow and different from yesterday. Only the queen can make a king. We say this because the mother has everything. I can show my son the cultural roots, so rich like earth, to show him what to do and to make him feel like he belongs. The blessing comes from the parents. He learns that from them life looks beautiful. Everyone has to live and die. It is one life and the other. Happy and sad. You must be there for both. There is a happiness which waits for us. It is pending. It is to come. When we have a hard time, we forget that it is still there, somewhere, just up ahead, sitting quietly, waiting. Our happiness is waiting for us to arrive.
It's very bad when your country is not safe and you worry about your family every minute. We were so close together in those days. 5 sisters and 1 brother, all looking after each other. But when I look now, we're scattered all over. My parents sitting lonely in the house. When I came to England with my husband, it stopped my life completely. I had my first child a year later. I cried a lot. I am so active. I'm like a bee. I can't sit still in the house. I felt a little bit confused at first, and I'm not close to the kitchen. I'd ring my mum each day on Skype to ask, how do you cook this? How do you cook that? My mom taught me to cook over the phone. God helps. I missed them so much when I first came. I felt I needed to get back to my family. In and out, I felt so in and out. I felt this is not my house and this is not my life.
I loved how we lived in Libya.
We come from area number 3 in Khartoum.
I grew up in the city of Ajobe in Côte d'Ivoire.
We are Sephardic Jews. We are Hebrews from Spain.
In Hong Kong, there are buildings everywhere.
Traveling from Tunis to Livorno across the Maghreb.
My ancestors are from India.
Taken by the British to Guyana.
My family story of leaving and arriving.
Originally, I am from here.
But I have been trying to discover where I belong.
Where I belong.
Where we belong.